Welcome to Home and Away, a Tottenham Hotspur podcast hosted by myself, Graeme Spice, and Glen Cowie, where we discuss all things Tottenham Hotspur with both the match attending and international supporters view. This week's episode will review the North London derby, as we look at all the injuries as well after the international break. A lot to get through, so let's get on with it.
Let me be the one that you turn to, someone you can rely on, closer each day, home and away.
Glenn, are you good?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Feels like a bit of a throwback, just the two of us. We've been so consistent with our guests.
I know.
Someone just us two for ages.
I know. And what with the international break, it's been, I suppose, didn't feel like we'd have a lot to speak about. And also, North London derby is kind of a unique game, isn't it, of the season?
It's not a game that any of us enjoy.
Hate it.
It's one that we tend to endure.
I suppose it does mean that if you do force yourself to watch it, at least when you do win, it's a really nice surprise, but it doesn't happen that frequently.
We haven't won there since we went 2-0 down under Redknapp. And then it was Bale, Van der
The
Vaart,
3-2. Yeah.
and Kabul, wasn't it? Yunus Kabul scored with the header.
Well, wasn't that... no, we didn't. We
won
in the League Cup there, didn't we?
Yeah, Dele Alli.
Yeah. He scored a couple of goals, didn't he?
That's
the last league game.
They're looking
Wow.
ominously very, very good.
Efficient.
However,
they're not looking good. They're just looking efficient. They're
efficient.
grinding out wins.
However, Sunderland maybe gave everybody else a little bit of a blueprint on how to get something against them. I don't know how I'm feeling about it, other than just I want to close my eyes and go from the first whistle to the end and hope for not getting beat, basically.
It's one to watch from behind the sofa, isn't it?
Yeah. Indeed. But no, I don't. How did our players fare? Well, A, over the international break, and B, the ones that we know that might already be missing? Because I think the likes of Bergvall, he still hasn't played, has he? Since
he turned up. He turned up for Graham Potter for Sweden, and he didn't play. I think for whatever reason he wasn't ready. Well, there's people worry now because that's 2 league games, such as a cup game, a league game, and all of international break, and he still hasn't played any football since that concussion.
I wonder if they're just being super, super, super cautious. You know, maybe.
I mean, he's a young player, right? So I guess we could do with not having him out longer term for something, given all the other problems we've got.
Yeah, you can't take too many risks with that.
And I don't think Spence played. I don't know how much he played. He certainly didn't start either game. I don't think. I think I read the thing that Tuchel wasn't that happy about the disrespect that he showed.
Well, he pulled him to one side, didn't he?
Yeah.
And says that. Do you know what? Digressing a little bit, I was always a bit on the fence with Tuchel. I've not been super impressed with some of the players he's been picking. You can't really argue with no goals conceded, 100% record in qualifying, but something he seems to be doing, which Gareth Southgate didn't do, was running things with a bit more of an iron fist.
Yeah. I don't think you mess with him. Or you don't play.
I mean, I can see the likes of Bellingham. Maybe it sounds mad, but he might not start. I think attitude, clearly a problem.
I think that the problem, Tuchel wants a cohesive team, not a bunch of really good players. And if he can't be, and I'm not saying he's not a team player, but it doesn't feel like he's part.
Well, Bellingham,
he's part of the leadership group I saw. But it's not a great.
But coming off from 84
not great
minutes,
way to lead.
It
wasn't like he was brought him off early or anything, was it?
He was on a yellow as well. He was on a yellow card, and he was throwing his arms up. I didn't like to see that, but yes, going back to more closer to home with Tottenham, he did speak to Spence, didn't he? And he did say, I didn't like that apparently on how you should behave towards your manager.
He said, when you're a national player, not just when you're with the national team, but when you go back to your club as well, which I thought was quite interesting and fair play.
So
we all think that he's had some. There's something bubbling under the surface there that could be a problem if it's not. If he doesn't keep it under control. Yeah.
So Spence, he features a little bit.
Not enough that I'd be worried that he could be available.
Doggy, I don't think played at all for Italy. No, they got absolutely pumped by Norway. Romero did play the full 90. This is one for our listeners and viewers. Away to Angola, weird friendly.
Where did they play them though? It wasn't.
I don't know if they played it in
the UK. Was it in the UK?
Maybe it was. Yeah, maybe it was.
Because when I saw some pictures, it looked. I saw some pictures of the Argentina squad training, and it looked suspiciously like Hotspur away to me.
Oh, okay. So the choice of opposition may not have been indicative.
Well, it's kind of meeting them halfway sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm actually, it's going to bug me now, so I'm looking it up. I'm looking the fixture up just to see where it was actually played. If it tells me, it's not obvious to me. Where the hell is Estadio 11?
That sounds like it might be in Angola.
Luanda. Where's Luanda? Yeah, Luanda is. It looks. Yeah, it's Africa. Looks like they played in Angola. So okay, fair enough. Maybe they trained at Spurs and then flew down.
I think they gathered in. They were in Alicante, apparently.
Okay, there you go. Anyway, he played the full 90 in a friendly, which suggests to me that he's fit. So you would hope that he would start. Ross, he's had a knock.
He's still 50-50, I think. Yeah. Or maybe it's more 60-40. He's expected to return, but...
Yeah, and then, of course, Kolo Muani.
Another 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks with a fractured jaw.
So where do
Bissouma's still out.
So where do we sit on the Muani, Richarlison, Dane Scarlett, or potentially a false 9?
Tell's the other one, isn't he?
Yeah. I suppose Tell did come on and score, right? Against Man United.
I think...
And Odegaard played well. The obvious is going to be Odegaard on the left and Richarlison through the middle, but you might go Tell in the middle.
I guess it depends a lot on what kind of the way he wants to play against them, because Richarlison can make a nuisance of himself for the Arsenal back line.
But it's almost you'd rather he did that down the left, right?
Yeah,
maybe.
Terms of
how he plays. When he served us well, it's been that. He's run the channels really well. He's just a pain in the arse to play against. But then you wouldn't drop Odegaard off of how he played. You have to start him.
Yeah, I think it's a bit, and then they're quite a big. They've got quite a big back four, haven't they?
Yeah.
So maybe trying to match them for height isn't going to work. Maybe he'll go for Tell and we try and play slightly differently.
Xavi needs to have a game of games, really.
Yeah. I mean, he could get lost in that midfield otherwise, couldn't he? Quite easily if he doesn't.
You're starting to see it more, I think, with him. And I felt really sorry for him when he's had to come off due to the red card and stuff.
Yeah.
In Champions League. But I think he needs to really get on the ball and dictate things, because we've not seen it, have we? And then when you're missing the likes of Maddison and Kulusevski, you really see it. If he doesn't have a good game, that's it. That's the only creativity we really have in the midfield.
I think my worry will be what we have behind him. How do we get him the ball? How do we find those passes that bring him into play? Because that's the bit we've struggled with. Like that Chelsea game, we just never got the ball to him. He was either just marked out, or all of the kind of the passing lanes were all blocked off by the midfield. So it's something we need to figure out if we're really going to progress.
Udogie makes us a better team on the left, right?
Yes,
I think
100%. So if he's playing,
for me, it'll be him on the left, Porro on the right, Van der Ven, Romero. There's your back four. And then the midfield is a conundrum. Bentancur probably starts, right? But then it's
an away game. I expect it to be Bentancur and Palhinha. But then again, but then we played like that in other away games, and we found a way to break teams. So maybe it's not a bad thing. If Kudus is back, he'll make a difference.
And then Arsenal, ominously looking just very efficient and good. They don't have really any troubles apart from Gabriel.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think Timber has been out, but he's due to come back. Saka picked up a knock away with England. I'm not sure where. Maybe he'll be okay. He always limps in it when he plays for England.
Yeah,
and then finds a way to be fit.
Yeah.
Calafiore had a scare on international duty, but he should be okay. Trossard's back. Odegaard's fit. It's basically as good as they can be, apart from Gabriel, I think, isn't it?
I think so. And I think it all depends on how... It would be nice to do, because I thought the game away to City was only the second game of the season, but that was obviously one of our best performances of the season. I'd love to see us go like that and just have a proper go. I don't know if we will, though. I don't know whether we'll sit off and try and hit them on the break. And then that tells me if Kudus isn't playing, then obviously Johnson slots in on that right. And that's very much setting us up for more of the I guess, the counter-attack. But again, I just don't see us in that game setting up to defend and try and soak it up and counter-attack and hanging on. Like I can't see us not conceding, put it like that.
Well, they've not been scoring a lot from open play, have they?
Yeah, that's fair.
So it depends. We've got a much better defence than we have had when we've played against them the last 2 seasons, right?
Yep.
We're a lot more solid. We don't look quite as vulnerable from set pieces. I'm not saying we won't concede from a set piece, but we look less vulnerable than we have done. And also, we've got a threat from set pieces. It could literally just come down to the battle of the set pieces this game, couldn't it? Who's got the better long throws?
Yeah, which doesn't make for a great.
It will. I don't think it's going to be a box office match. I don't think it's going to look. It's not going to be a great one for the neutrals. It's not going to be a great one for the Tottenham and Arsenal supporters. I don't think, but I think it could be just a set piece or a mistake.
Yeah,
got this feeling like game.
And then, as far as your viewing experience goes, you can be watching at home. What's your plan? 4:30 p.m. for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll be at home.
Yeah.
I'll be at home. I think Josh might be over. Maybe he'll watch it with me.
Yeah. It's one of those with me. I might watch it live and then go back to bed. It's an 03:30 a.m. Monday morning for me, which is horrible. That's the worst possible time kickoff. I'm actually surprised that they did it as late as they did in the afternoon, because normally they make it a bit earlier, don't they? It's usually either a 2 p.m. or a lunchtime on a Saturday.
Yeah, I think, but it's a kind of. It's the box office match for the weekend, isn't it? I suppose it's the one everyone would have wanted. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in a weird way, I prefer that it's away and not at home, because on away record we haven't lost away yet.
Yeah, we certainly have been better away than we have at home. So let's hope that continues this weekend.
Well, the other interesting one is it's Frank's first proper taste of a massive game as Spurs manager, really, isn't it? I mean, the Man City game, away. Big, you could say it's big. We went there and won, but as far as the derby goes, we have Chelsea at home, I suppose.
I hope he's learnt something from the Chelsea match, because that was not acceptable, was it? By any stretch, and he knows that. I'm pretty sure he knows that.
It'll be interesting to see, because tactically we all know he's good, right? It should be really interesting, like I said, on the set pieces, and then does he outwit Arteta? Because I don't know. It'd be very interesting to see how we A, shape up, and B, how we approach the overall contest, right? Do we just go and have a proper go at it? Fuck it, nothing to lose? Or do we just dig in and say, look, let's be happy with a point and not get beat?
We just can't afford to not turn up, though. We need to be on it from the beginning of the match to the end, don't we? We can't afford any lapses in concentration.
They're the key to that. They really
100%, yeah.
Yeah, they really are key to
that.
And
none of that sloppy passing around defence and midfield and the back to the double pivot. We really can't afford to. They don't need our help to set them up for goals, right?
Well, case in point, things like what Xavi did. That was a Chelsea game, wasn't it? When we basically gave them one.
Yeah,
none of that. None of that.
We really, if we can not give them any chances, and they have to make them for themselves. They've proven that that's been a struggle for them this season, and then maybe we've got a chance. Maybe we nick one and.
Well, what's mad is
come away with something.
If there's a big if we somehow go there and win, we're only with the close gap. We're 5 points behind them. I'm not saying that means that we're going to be in a title race or anything, but it does show you how tight it is from 9th all the way up to 2nd. Really,
yeah.
It's
everyone's
really,
been. I mean, Arsenal dropped 2 points against Sunderland, didn't they?
Yeah.
So mind you, that's as bad as it's got for them this season. But Liverpool have been really poor this season. They've dropped. I think they've lost more games this season than they did last season already.
Well,
and Man City haven't won. They've been okay. I think they're starting to find their feet a bit, but they didn't have a great start. Man United are improved, but they're still miles off being championship contenders. I don't think Chelsea are anywhere near good enough to mount the title challenge either. It looks like it's all on Sunderland.
Yeah. Which, you know what's funny? And I did not think they would be as high as they are at this stage of the season, but I did have them as a surprise package. I did think they'd do
I thought they'd do okay, but they're exceeding all expectations. I think it's very clear.
I think the guy gets on my nerves, but I thought Xhaka was a really shrewd bit of business for him.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of proven experience in the Premier League.
Yeah. So
they've been a captain.
Yeah.
It was a smart purchase.
they've far out kind of done so far this season most people's expectations. I always thought they'd do well though. But yeah, it's like you said, it's one of those games on Sunday or Monday for me that we never enjoy it. The last time we won there was obviously 2010, I think it is, in the league, that is. So that's 15 years, almost 15 years to the day, I think, because I remember it being a November fixture. And the reason I remember that is because I flew to England from Denver the following Tuesday or Monday for a Champions League game against Werder Bremen. It was that season that we were in Champions League as well under Redknapp. And of course, we got the win. And then we've beaten them. What was that League Cup game? Was that Dele Alli scored? That would have been
quite more recent, isn't it? I can't remember. It was a Pochettino match. So it's probably like, is it like 15, 16 or 16, 17?
Yeah, sounds about right. It's
something like that.
It's a fixture that isn't very kind to us, but it's one that, you know, you I guess I endure them, but it's a game that you'd rather have the fixture than not, because it's one of those.
They're great games if you win them.
Correct.
Otherwise, it's the worst game, right? And the only thing I'll say is it's a Sunday last game of the weekend, so at least they're not going to fucking ruin my entire weekend. They'll just ruin my Sunday night.
Yeah.
And the rest of next week and the week after that.
So it's interesting. I've just looked it up. Yeah, the last time we won there in the league, 3-2, Bale van der Vaart ball, was on November 20th, 2010. So almost
to this week.
Years to the day. Yeah, quite weird.
Wow.
But look, I think it's one of those where I've seen far shitter Tottenham teams go to maybe arguably better Arsenal sides and maybe get a point, you know? You just never know.
Exactly. These games are not that you can throw the form book away, really, can't you? They just It usually boils down to who turns up on the day, and who really wants it more, and it will just be fights for it, and in recent years, Arsenal have wanted it more than we have, and I can't remember us putting in a reasonable performance for the last.
Well, the last one I can think of was under probably Conte at home.
Yeah, that was the away. Sorry, not away. It was the season we made it into the Champions League, wasn't it?
Correct, and they didn't at their expense. And then they've gone on a different trajectory.
They might lose at Norwich, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, but then we've gone the other way, haven't we? It's, quite strange, really, that, because we all thought that was a jumping off point for Conte, and then it all went a bit wrong very quickly.
It's weird, isn't it? Those kind of sliding doors moments, like the Man United match where we lost 3-0 to them, and that was we ended up with Conte after that because
and they kept Ollie,
and eventually they got rid of him as well. But it's kind of weird because neither of us fared very well out of that. Really, they've been on. They've had just they've continued to hire managers, fire managers, as have we. We've had more success than they have in the last few years.
And of course, first North London derby away at the Emirates, where we won't have to look and see Donna Cullen and Daniel Levy in the stands.
Yeah.
There is that.
And also, there's been the first North London derby where our CEO won't have to find his way to the director's box. He'll know where it is.
Exactly where to go. That's something that doesn't wear red. No red tie for Vinny.
Yeah. There's also, I mean, there's a number of, we've taken other people from the background on the commercial side from them as well, I think. He's obviously cherry-picked people that he wanted to work with, that he'd worked with before. So
it goes back to what we were talking about, I think, with Stephen Price's episode a couple of weeks ago. Stupid things like the Champions League, they want to make it for the fans. They know you've got 4 home games. Just make that available to a season ticket holder, right? Like, just bake that in. Or do something like, you have to go and buy it because you're a season ticket holder, you get it for 15 quid or something, you know? They need to pivot. They keep saying this stuff. We're for the fans. We want a connection to the fans. Then start to behave that way, you know, with commercial decisions that make sense.
I saw an interesting recording. I think it was Oso Spurs, and they were talking about the financial aspects of this. And they were saying, actually, it was about 50,000, for instance, for the Copenhagen game. Wasn't it the category B, was it? Category C? Yeah. It was, our ticket would have been 61 quid or something like that. They worked it out that if they did what they did before, like 30 quid tickets and filled the stadium, in ticket revenue, they'd make less money than 50,000 at the 60. And actually, a lot of those empty seats were sold, or people hadn't turned up, maybe. But yeah, it was weird. I think I think finding that balance is key, isn't it? I mean, for the really big games, like the knockout games, charge what you want, and then people will go for those, especially for the big name teams. But for these kind of league phase tickets, like they've done before when we were at Wembley, for instance, they should price them competitively so that we fill the stadium and we get the atmosphere going. This stadium needs that atmosphere, and the best way to do that is to get everyone there.
Yeah,
having 20% of the stadium empty is not conducive to good.
No, 100%.
And I know you need the football on the pitch to be good as well for everyone to be entertained, but I feel like just looking around the stadium and seeing like so many empty seats, it's not great.
You never had it at the Old White Hart Lane, did you? You know,
no, because there was about 4 seats.
Sure, but it just made.
But then you never at the old stadium, but also there's probably 20,000 people who would have liked to have gone to those matches.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't remember how much we were paying for tickets then. Even it's gone up a lot in the last 5-10 years, right?
Probably somewhere in a box. I've probably still got my ticket stubs, and I can probably find when I went to a Champions League game at the Old White Hart Lane. I want to say I paid about 25 quid.
Wow, yeah.
Which, you know, it's pretty nuts how much it's changed in kind of 15 years.
I had mine, I had it through my season ticket before, so you'd buy them and they'd go on the account, so you wouldn't. Yeah, it wasn't like real money, was it?
Yeah.
So you probably
indeed.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Well, a shout out to an ex-Spur in Troy Parrott. We were talking about him off air. It's one of those, I think, if he was on loan still, you'd all be very excited. Oh, we get to have him come back. But because we sold him, I think there's an air of, because he's homegrown, because we need a striker potentially, is there a possibility that we look at bringing him back? Or you had a differing view, is he that good? The gaps he did it in and the league he's doing it in, do you have your doubts that he's not going to do that in the Premier League anyway?
I have a feeling by this time next season he will be a Premier League player.
Sure.
So maybe after the summer window, he will be back in England playing for a Premier League team.
Yeah.
Do I think it will be us? I don't think it shows a great deal of ambition if we do get him. If we want someone to be a squad player for rotation, maybe, but then we've got a number of players that I think probably on the day are better than him anyway.
Yeah.
And some that aren't.
Yeah.
But and it also means that we've got other young talent coming through as well that would block another route for one of them to come through if they are going to come through. And I would like to see us go out and spend more money and buy someone better
than Solanke.
The other one I saw in the news today was it Ferran Torres?
Yeah. Was he at Man City?
He was, yeah.
Yeah, and then he left, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then also, and I've talked about this on the last episode or the one before that, I saw on BBC Sport My Morning that there is a release clause for Semenyo. It's in his new contract. It's 65 million for the first 2 weeks of January gets him out. So,
but then it gets him out to Liverpool probably, right?
But this is it. This is my concern. Salah is going to go. But then there's also talk of the reason that because the AFCON starts, but Ghana didn't qualify. So he's Ghanaian, as is Kudus. So
that's also. Did you see the thing I sent you about Nigeria didn't qualify? Right, that was so funny.
So I'd love the statement from the manager. They were doing voodoo.
The Democratic Republic of Congo, or Dr. Congo, as I like to call them, were doing voodoo.
Yeah,
lovely,
so funny.
African football is finest.
Well, like I said,
it's another world, isn't it? It's a totally different world.
Oh, and our listeners and viewers should go and find it. There's footage on YouTube of Zaire. I think it was the 74 World Cup against Brazil, and they were defending a free kick, and the referee gave the free kick, and he was trying to explain to him, you need to get back 10 yards, whatever it was. And then he blew the whistle, and then the defenders took the free kick. They run out and booted it. And he's like, no, their free kick. It's so funny. But yeah, it's a different world, isn't it?
No, the quality of players they've turned out, though. There's been some amazing talent come out of Africa.
The Toure brothers come to mind immediately.
Yeah.
I go all the way back to Drogba, of course, Ivory Coast. But I go all the way back to I'm old enough, as you are too, to remember Roger Miller, the 1990
Roger
World Cup.
Miller.
Cameroon were a good team.
Was he about 41 when he played in the
I
90
think he
World Cup?
was. In that World Cup he was, and he was there.
He used to dance around the corner flag, didn't he?
So funny, yeah. So again, one for our viewers and listeners to go and find some Roger Miller archive footage from the 90 World Cup. But Africa, like you said, the one I really, really, really feel sorry for is Ghana in the 2010 World Cup, and it was Asamoah Gyan, and it was Suarez, where he caught the ball on the line to give a penalty. Suarez got sent off. It was a definite goal, and then Asamoah Gyan missed the penalty that would have put Ghana into the World Cup semi-final.
Oh,
obviously, it was in South Africa, so the whole continent was behind them.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see an African team do well and like come, but
it was a bit like when in Qatar, was it Morocco made it a long way through, and all of the North African countries were behind them. My taxi driver is an Egyptian, and they were like, I'm gonna really get you home quick tonight because I want to get back and watch the match. They were really, that was really cool. Because they were amazing in that tournament as well.
As England fans, we were looking at it because we had France in the quarters and Morocco were already in the semi-final, and it was like, well, if we beat France, we've got Morocco. What a chance, you know?
Yeah.
But alas, it didn't happen.
So, and the other, we didn't mention it, but of course, Pape Matar also got injured playing.
So does he, on that, Graeme, is he going to AFCON? Do we lose him anyway? Like, did Senegal qualify? Because Ghana didn't.
No, I think I don't know is the answer.
Let me have a look.
Did?
No, they did. Yeah, so they're playing, and it starts in next month. It starts December.
So we'll lose him.
So so that's
so no, Kudus is safe.
Yeah, Kudus is safe. And I don't know that we've got any others from that region, any other African players that fall into that remit. Kudus is the only bit that didn't qualify.
Well, it would have been Basuma would have been the only other one, but he's injured anyway, so... would we even notice if he was gone at the moment?
No. Did Mali qualify is the question. I don't know if they did. It sounds feasible that they probably did if Ghana didn't. Yeah, they did. So we'd lose him too if he was fit and playing, but he's not.
Did you... I think you were mentioning before we started that Jamie Donnelly scored for Northern Ireland.
He did, for Northern Ireland today against Luxembourg, penalty.
I'm really pleased for him. He's had some difficult loans like this season. I don't think it's gone to plan for him. But I think he has started playing. So I hope that's kind of what happened with Orient with him last season, if I recall. He hardly played the first half of the season, and then he got in just before Christmas, and then he was like their player of the season after that.
It's a funny one with our kind of academy grads and younger players, because one could argue that Frank's only been with us, 7 months. So it's like you could argue as we get through his first season into the summer break, will he do a full assessment, right, then to see exactly how they perform, who we've got, who we don't got, and there'll also be a bit of a mini clear-out / shake-up of that. Because
definitely.
There are some absolute gems that we've got, but there are also some ones that have just been lingering that aren't good enough.
Also, we've got more coming through, right? We've got... Is it Molina?
Well,
who's the Irish kid that's been out on loan?
We just signed him, and his name's escaping me, but you're right. He's coming to us.
Mason Molina or something like that?
Yeah, Molina, and then the other one
don't quote me on that.
Making a storm in the under-17s. Barnett Williams, is it? He's been scoring in the under-17 World Cup.
He's played for the first team as well.
Yeah. So
Luca, is it Luca?
I think he might be right. I'm looking at this on the fly for our viewers and listeners. But yes, I think it's Luca, and he's been against Egypt he played, and then and take it for what it's worth, against Haiti he played and scored, I think 2, but they won 8-1. But anyway, to your point, he's a talented lad, and there's other talent. So I wonder if Frank and Langer and Paratici...
I think we've been guilty of keeping players beyond...
Yeah.
Like, I think Scarlett's a good example where I think if he was going to make it at Tottenham, it would have happened by now. And I know that everyone always goes back to the kind of Harry Kane example, but I think Harry Kane had about 3. He was at Millwall, Leicester, and
Norwich,
Orient,
and Norwich as well.
Norwich. So like he had 4, but that wasn't like 4 full season loans, I don't think. But and then he kind of broke in, and he only needed 2 or 3 games to prove his worth. Scarlett's played a few games for us. He has scored a couple of goals, but I still and he.
The thing with him is, and we've covered this before, you and I, but things tend to happen when he comes on. Like he won the penalty that Richarlison missed. He scored in the Europa. I think he got an assist in another game that he came on in. But then your argument, which is a fair one, is do things happen because he's got fresh legs, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be as influential if he starts, maybe not. But I think, like you, I'm a bit of a romantic when it comes to English players for Spurs and homegrown players in particular from the area. If I'm honest, I don't love seeing a starting 11 only featuring 1 or 2 Englishmen, you know, or no grads from the club. You know, I like to see. Ironically, they get a lot of pelters for what they spend, but Man City actually do it pretty well with grads who they have come through, the likes of Foden, Rico Lewis. There's 1 or 2 others that have come through. McAtee, who I think was loaned. I think he's at Forest now, or maybe they've signed him. But my point is, they tend to produce a lot from their academies, and they get a good chance and a good shout in the first team, whereas we don't seem to do that for whatever reason.
Yeah, we've struggled to get to really fix that whole loan thing, haven't we? So we've still got, obviously, Mikey Moore looks like he's starting to come good at
the other
Rangers.
Day,
Yan Min Hook's having a good season at Portsmouth.
Yep.
He scored for them and he's been effective. Alfie Devine, he's at Preston. I've not heard a lot about him there. Maybe I'm not sure whether he's playing or not. Vuskovic, of course, to come back.
Well, Vuskovic, of course, and does
he sounds like he's
grown because of his age. Like, would he, even though he's not English, does he count as homegrown when we got him?
He needs to have trained with us for 2 years, I think.
Okay. Well, he looks an absolute beast.
Yeah, and I've seen him play, and he is just something else, isn't he?
Well, what he's producing, just get him back and put him up front.
Yeah, you can put him wherever he wants. Velis, I think, won't come back. I think he'll stay wherever he is. Donnelly, of course, is at Stoke. Hopefully, he has another. He gets more game time. George Abbott, who had a good season last season at Notts County, he's at Wickham this season.
Your son was getting a look at George Abbott, wasn't he?
I'm not sure how much he's playing for Wickham, to be honest. And then Tyrese Hall is at Notts County this season.
Is Tyrese Hall, is that Ledley King's cousin or something? Isn't there like a Ledley King connection?
I don't know.
I'd have to look it up. I thought there was with him. But no, I mean, like you said, we're quite bulging in terms of talent and young players, and it's like, what are we going to do with it all? You know, who have we got coming through? It needs to be a bit of a sort out there. Are we going to see progression or not? Because if we don't see it from Scarlett this season, he's got to go, right? He's going. He has to. He's just taking other squad players at that point.
Yeah, and we need depth, but we need. I think we need probably 3 tiers, right? We need first team nailed on regular, first team rotation players, and then we need squad backups, and those kind of backup slots are where you want your best young players to be. And at the moment, I think some of our young players are in the rotation slots. And and I think we need to make some space to bring the next crop through.
I mean,
and give them game time.
Them up the road are doing it with the 15, almost 16-year-old Bax Dowman. I mean, he's been getting minutes. You know, he's a very talented lad. So it'd be nice to see one come through our ranks.
If you're good enough, you're old enough, as they say.
Yeah. Well, to go full circle on that and mention them again, I don't think either of us put a score on the impending game.
Please don't make me. Yeah.
That we both love to hate. I'm going to say, I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I really do. I think it's going to be a bit boring. I don't think it's going to be a great viewing experience like you suggested, but I think I can see it being 1-1. However, if they score first, it could be really difficult, right? Because they don't tend to concede. I think 1-1. I don't think we're going there and winning. It's either a draw or a loss for me. So I think 1-1, and I'll be very, very, very happy with that if we get a point. What are you going with?
I'm going 1-0 away win.
Oh, bloody hell. He's gone big.
I don't know. It's hardly I just got this. I don't know. My head says we're going to lose. My heart says we're going to find a way to eke out a point. It will be like it will be a throw-in deflected off an Arsenal player's arse into the net or something.
Declan Rice arse own goal or something. Yeah. Well, I'll take it. I mean,
for sure. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Well, we can review that next week when we meet.
Yeah, obviously we'll be doing an episode early next week off the back of that game, and then we'll touch on it in a lot more detail. But then we've got PSG away straight after Arsenal away, so it's a huge week.
Tis a big one.
Yeah.
At least we played them recently as well,
and we played well. You know, I mean, really well.
But the problem is we've got the squad's even worse now than it was when we played them. We've got even more injuries than then.
And then we were winning, and then the changes he made are arguably
depth, the squad depth really showed that day.
Yeah, indeed.
Before we finish, I just wanted to say that saw in the news that Tony Galvin has had a stroke. Just wanted to make sure that we wish him well in his recovery and to all his family. So we've got fond memories of Tony in the 81-82 FA Cup final wins and the UEFA Cup in 84.
He was part of the squad that was lost, and he would have been at the final in Bilbao, I expect, as well, because they were all invited.
I'd imagine so.
Hopefully him and his family are okay after that. Yeah, no good. No good. Indeed. Well, I had not a great deal else. I've got some work to get done now. You've got an edit to do and bed, I expect.
Edit and bed.
Yeah, indeed.
Monday night special.
Yeah, well, as always, through gritted teeth and pouring from behind the couch, come on, you Spurs.
So thanks to everyone who's listened in. Please like and subscribe to the podcast to tickle the algorithm so we can get in front of more Spurs supporters. And do let us know in the comments what you think of our chances in the up-and-coming North London derby. Be really keen to see what you think. And to close us out, as Glenn said, come on, you Spurs.
Let me be the one that you turn to, someone you can rely on, closer